Welcome everybody here to another match attack of all trivia in a Geekdom division. I'm your host and Commissioner Devonta King, and today we have a great match between 6-5 Chris Diaz and 4-2 Steve Mesa. Both competitors been on a bit of a winning streak lately. Both won their last match. Uh, both know their stuff pretty well. Have always been really competitive in every match. So I'm really excited for this match and ready to see a great, hard fought competitive match. But that's enough from me. We'll hear from the competitors first at 65, Chris Diaz.
Hello, hello. My name is Christian. I'm here to play a match against my teammate for Open Night Trivia, teammate. Somebody really look up to, someone respect, someone who is a great teammate. Like this is interesting. We always have fun playing against each other over a short about trivia, but here to be interested to hear how it goes in Geek Division. I would see the best luck. You want the best players out there, and let's have fun.
Well, Chris, I appreciate the kind words, and yes, I do my best to I can't say I'm the best trivia player of all time, but you could say maybe top 10. I'm a little cocky there, but no. All kidding aside, it's nice to face against a familiar face in Chris, who I've faced in many times, and who's actually a teammate with me in one of the leagues. So I'm looking for a nice little friendly little match, and hey, this could go either way because it all depends on where the wheel lands and where my expertise is at with these categories. So may the best man win.
All right. Short, sweet promos. We can get to this match. Oh, didn't get Steven. My bad. All right. Round one works like this. I'll say 10 questions with various geek categories. Each question is worth 1 point apiece. Write it down. Show it when called upon. If you have to get all 10 correct, I'll read a bonus question to you. You get 3 repeats and 1 challenge throughout the duration of the match. Do you guys have any questions about round one?
No.
Nope.
All right. Let's get this match started. Question 1 is in Marvel. In Dark Phoenix, name both of the last members of the First Class still at X Mansion with Charles at the start of the film. I hope they never ever try to do a Dark Phoenix saga movie ever again because they're 0 for 2. 5, 4.
Let me get a repeat on that again.
Repeat, yes. Steve's first repeat. In the category of Marvel, in Dark Phoenix, name both of the last members of the First Class that are still at X Mansion with Charles at the start of the film.
All right.
And you're okay with either their name for each of the
Yeah,
characters?
either name or code names. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
5. Mutant names. 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll start with Chris.
Hank McCoy, Beast, Raven, Mystique.
And Steve.
I put Mystique and Beast.
Both correct. Question 2 is in DC. Who plays Miranda Tate / Talia al Ghul in Dark Knight Rises? This movie gets a lot of hate because I think it probably is the worst of the trilogy, but I don't think it's as bad as what everyone loves to hate it on.
Mm-hmm.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll start with Steve
Marion Cotillard.
and Chris.
And Coach on. I didn't have
Both are correct, yeah. And you both spelled it correctly.
Yeah. Easier to say her name than spell it. That.
Yeah. Question number 3 is in Star Trek. In Star Trek Generations, at the start of the film, the New Generation crew is on the holodeck celebrating what event? count of 5,
You
4.
want
3.
question, clarification. You want a full answer or a simple answer?
A simple answer, but there needs to be a specific. I mean, yeah. That's the best I can really say. I need a simple answer would be fine if it's what's in there. I guess if that makes sense. 5, 4, 3,
Extension.
2, 1.
Said
Okay.
extension. You said extension.
Oh,
I
you
got
said
it.
a repeat?
I
Sorry.
got
Sorry.
it. No, I got it in time.
Well, I'm just saying you said extension, so.
Yeah, I mean, I did see the. So I'm gonna do a repeat. In Star Trek, and Star Trek Generations, at the start of the film, the new generation crew is on the holodeck celebrating what event?
Oh God, it's one of my least favorite Star Trek movies.
Seriously? I mean, there's a lot worse out there.
Yeah, I would say this, especially in this series. I think this is the second best in this cruise.
I said top 5, maybe for sure.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1. We'll start with Chris
Worf's being promoted.
and Steve.
I just put wedding.
Promotion or Worf's getting promoted.
Nice.
That's the correct answer. Yeah.
I would. That might ask for the repeat because I was trying between Riker and Worf, so I had to make my sense in my head.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just had promotion in the in the answer.
Well, I remember the joke. That why I remember with the plague. That why.
All right. Question 4 is in quotes. Quotes. You may not be a threat, but you better stop pretending to be a hero. Is said in which MCU film?
Ooh. I need to do. I love the MCU,
5,
but
4,
it's always tricky.
3, 2, 1. And so we'll start with Steve.
I put Captain America: Civil War.
And Chris.
Iron Man 2.
Both incorrect. Looking for Avengers.
Oh.
You got the conversation between, if you just combine them, it's between Captain America and Iron Man, but it's got to in the Avengers though. So no perfect rounds.
I got it confused because I would make your voice say that to Iron Man in the second one.
Question 5 is an Alien and Predator. In Alien vs. Predator, the Predators use what structure as a hunting ground for the aliens?
I only think this movie one time.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll start with Chris.
I said the Egyptian pyramid.
And Steve.
I just put pyramid.
Yeah, it is pyramids. I don't know. Because it is in Alaska. So I'm going to say Chris's answer is incorrect because you went too specific. And if you want to, I'll just say it's because you went too specific. It is in Alaska. It's not in Egypt. So I'm going to say Steve is right. Chris is wrong.
I okay with that. I just sure because of like how many, but besides Egypt, what other specific pyramid it is?
I mean, this is literally in Alaska. Yeah. I mean, they literally say it's in Alaska.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the only reason. But are we good? Go on to the next question.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I get it.
All right.
I'm going to take my challenge for later.
Right, so tied up 3-3. Question 6 is in monster movies. In Wolfman, what profession does Lawrence Talbot have before he comes home after his brother's death?
I never heard that movie get mentioned in such a long time.
Yeah, I added it. It was when I was making this category, it was on a lot of the streaming sites. I was like, something at least accessible to people. So
I only seen it one time on DVD.
4, 3, 2, 1. We'll start with Steve
Teacher.
and Chris.
Lawyer?
Both incorrect. Look for an actor. He was an actor, stage actor.
Yeah.
I think specifically a
Well,
stage
like lawyer,
actor.
I said lawyer dropped in my head, but I forgot to actor in the remake.
Question 7 is in Tales and Fables. Tales and Fables. In Clash of the Titans, Hades says he will have the Kraken destroy Asos if they don't give over which member of the royal family. And we could just, title will be fine with this one. You don't have to give a name, but title's fine.
I only am going on
5, 4, 3,
Mm.
2, 1. We'll start with Chris
Don't seem to be queen into the second one, but I said princess.
and Steve.
I went Prince.
Princess is correct.
Yeah, because she become queen in the second one, definitely. I remember correctly.
Question 8 is in Star Wars. Star Wars. In The Empire Strikes Back, who interrupts Han and Leia during their first kiss?
I have it set in mind. Thank you.
You guys have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll start with Steve.
C-3PO.
And
C-3PO.
yep, both correct. Question 9 is in Middle Earth. In The Fellowship of the Ring, what does the firework turn into that Merry and Pippin set off at Bilbo's party?
Have you been watching the Ring of Power season 2?
I've watched a little bit. I need to catch up. I'm about 2 episodes behind.
It is so much better than season 1.
Yeah, that's what everyone say. Like I'm pretty excited to catch up on it. 2, 1. We'll start with Chris
Dragon.
and Steve.
Dragon.
Both correct. We have the final question is in the DCEU. DCEU. How many members are in the Birds of Prey at the end of the film Birds of Prey? I'm glad they shortened this to Birds of Prey instead of whatever stupid was it, Harley Quinn and the something Emancipation, Magnificent Emancipation. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll start with Steve
When in doubt, 3 it out.
and Chris.
What?
3 is correct.
And I had the clarification which one. Why?
For what?
Who was in?
Oh, it was Montoya, Black Canary, and Huntress. There were 3 at the end. So Huntress, Black Canary, and Montoya.
I was so confused by the question. I thought you meant the whole group in general. That was like going through my head.
I didn't know. I said at the end of the film.
Yeah.
Technically, they're not even the Birds of Prey till the end of the film, but all right. At the end of round 1, we have a tie game of 6-6. 6-6. It's still anyone's match. Round 2 is the wheel round. Bring up the wheel. Each competitor will get a spin at the wheel. From various key categories, there are 5 questions in each category. Each question is worth 2 points apiece. You can go to multiple choice, which will devalue it to 1, and there is stealing. Today's categories are Alien and Predator, Tales and Fables, Marvel, DC, Opponent's Choice, Video Game Movies, DCEU, Middle Earth, Star Trek, and Spinner's Choice. Steve, you are in the lead. Do you want to spin first or second?
Let me spin first.
All right, so Steve, here is your spin at the wheel. Land on Tales and Fables. You want to keep Tales and Fables or spin again?
Let's spin again.
All right, so whatever you get here, you'll have to keep.
Mhm.
Lands on Middle Earth.
All right.
5 questions in Middle Earth. First question. You will hear Gandalf say, "Hobbits really are amazing creatures. You can learn all there is to know about their ways in a month, and yet after 100 years, they can still surprise you." In which Middle Earth film?
I'm going to say Fellowship of the Ring.
That is correct for 2 points. Question 2. In the Two Towers, after King Theoden is released from Saruman, in the Two Towers, after King Theoden is released from Saruman's influence / spell, who's he talking to when he says, "I know your face"?
Let me get the multiple choice.
All right, multiple choice. Is it A. Aragorn? So A. Aragorn, B. Eowyn, C. Gandalf, or D. Wormtongue?
B. Arrowin.
That is correct for 1 point. Third one. In An Unexpected Journey, Beaufort gives a piece of his jacket to which character for them to use as a handkerchief?
Multiple choice, please.
Multiple choice. Is it A. Dwalin, B. Gandalf, C. Bilbo, or D. Gloin?
D.
What was that?
D.
D. Gloin is incorrect. Chris for the 1 point steal. In An Unexpected Journey, Beaufort gives a piece of his jacket to which character for them to use as a handkerchief? Is it A. Dwalin, B. Gandalf, C. Bilbo, or D. Gloin?
Bilbo?
Bilbo is correct for 1 point. Your your fourth question. In The Return of the King, after the battle for Gondor, Gandalf states there are how many orcs standing between Frodo and Sam and Mount Doom?
Give me the multiple choice.
What choice is it? A. 10,000, B. 15,000, C. 20,000, or D. 25,000?
Let's go with A. 10,000.
That is correct for 1 point. And your final question in Middle Earth. Who plays the dwarf Dwalin, Balin's brother in the Hobbit series?
Let me get a repeat. Not repeat, multiple choice. Sorry.
Multiple choice. Is it A. Ken Stout, B. Graham McTavish, C. Dean O'Gorman, or D. Jed Brophy?
Is it B. Graham McTavish?
That is correct for 1 point. And
Good job, team.
after Steve's round, he picks up 5 points, bringing the score up to 11. And Chris getting a 1 point steal gets us up to 7. And we'll bring back the wheel for Chris's spin. Here's your spin at the wheel. Lands on spinner's choice. Do you know what you want, or do you want me to read the categories to
Can I
you?
read the category, please?
Yeah. You have Alien and Predator, Tales and Fables, Marvel, DC, video game movies, DCEU, and Star Trek.
Marvel, please.
All right. Go 5 and Marvel. First question in Marvel. In which Marvel film is a family member killed at a family reunion? No, sorry.
The
In
Punisher.
which Marvel film is the main character's family killed at a family reunion?
The Punisher.
That is correct. for 2 points. In X-Men First Class, who gives Hank the nickname of Beast?
It's multiple choice to be saying.
Right, multiple choice. Is it A, Mystique, B, Angel, C, Darwin, or D, Havoc?
Havoc.
That is correct for 1 point.
I wanted to make sure because I remember the thing. I just want to make sure.
Third question. In Spider-Man, where does Uncle Ben think he is dropping Peter off at before he is killed?
How specific?
I don't need specific. I just need where does he like. It doesn't need to be specific.
Library.
General will be fine if that. Yeah,
Library.
that is correct for 2 points. Your fourth question. Who plays Abby Miller, also known as the Treasure, in Elektra?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice. Is it A, Kristen Prout, B, Natasha Malfi, C, Jenna Mistol, or D, Laura Ward?
D, Laura Ward.
That is incorrect. Steve for the 1 point steal. Who plays Abby Miller, also known as the Treasure, in Elektra? Is it A, Kristen Prout, B, Natasha Malfi, C, Jana Mitzal, or D, Laura Ward?
Is it A?
A is correct for 1 point. Kristen Prout. And your final question. In Blade 2, Scud is a familiar to which vampire?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice. Is it A, Rush, B, Nomak, C, Reinhardt, or D, Damaskios? Or Damaskos, Damaskios.
C, Reinhardt.
C, Reinhardt is incorrect. Steve for the 1 point steal. In Blade 2, Scud is a familiar to which vampire? Is it A, Rush, B, Nomak, C, Reinhardt, or D, Damaskios?
Is it D, Demiskios?
That is correct for 1 point. So, Chris picking up 5 brings the score up to 12. And Steve getting 2 point steals brings us up to 13. So still anyone's match. Going into round 3. Round 3 works like this. Each competitor will give me 3 numbers, 1 through 14. The first is worth 2, second is worth 3, and third is worth 5. And we'll keep going until someone is mathematically eliminated. Steve, since you're in the league, can you give me your numbers first, 1 through 14.
619.
619. Chris, can you give me your numbers 1 through 14, other than 6, 1, and 9?
5, 2, and 10.
5, 2, and 10. Okay. So, Chris picked number 5. Threw it down by 2. Hit 1 question, pull it back to Steve. For number 5 is Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Fiennes, Matthew Good, and Gemma Arterton all star in what film? So Ray Fiennes, Matthew Good, and Gemma Arterton, Arterton, all star in what film?
The Kingsman.
That is correct for 1 point. So Steve, you picked number 6, which corresponds to Star Trek.
Okay.
In which Star Trek film does the crew of the Enterprise find an android on the planet Colaris 3?
There's three. Let's go with Star Trek First Contact.
That is incorrect. Looking for Star Trek Nemesis.
All right.
Star Trek Nemesis. So you picked number 1, which corresponds to DC. Who plays Sally Jupiter / Silk Spectre 1 in Watchmen?
Carla Gugino.
That is correct for 3 points. 14, okay. So Chris, you picked number 2, which corresponds to the Wizarding World. The Wizarding World. Your 3-pointer, Wizarding World. Who plays Peter Pettigrew in The Prisoner of Azkaban?
Timothy Spall.
That is correct for 3 points.
Let's go. Let's go, Steve. Let's do this.
Here is the thing. Steve has to hit his 5-pointer to push it back to Chris. You picked number 9, which corresponds to animated films. Remember, you have 2 repeats left.
Okay.
In the Lego Batman movie, after defusing the Joker's bomb at the start of the film, where does Batman go next to use his merch gun?
He goes to the orphanage.
And that is correct for 5 points. So here is the deal. Chris has to hit his 5-pointer to push it back to to win the game. If not, then Steve will win. I wouldn't say push it back, but there's nothing left to push back.
Wait. Can I ask you what's the score?
21-17.
21-17. Okay, gotcha.
So Chris hits it, he wins the game. If not, Steve won the game. Remember,
Right.
Chris, you have 2 repeats left. You picked number 10, which corresponds to Star Wars. In Solo, a Star Wars story, Val tells Beckett, instead of using amateurs for the job, they could have used either of whom. I'll take either one of the names that she says.
Repeat.
Repeat that as your second repeat. In Solo, a Star Wars story, Val tells Beckett, instead of using amateurs for the job, they could have used either of whom. And I just need one of the names that she says.
A name, right? Not race. That's specific.
She says 2 names. She says 2. Yeah, she says 2 things. And
the name of a race that way, like I want.
I mean, I can't really give you much more other than she says 2 things, and I need one of the 2. It's about as best as I could give you. Five.
My
4,
last repeat.
3. All right, this is the last repeat. You need to answer at the end of this question. In Solo, a Star Wars story, Val tells Beckett, instead of using amateurs for the job, they could have used either of whom. 5, 4,
Mandalorian.
and your winner, Steve Mesa. We're looking for the Zan sisters or Bosk. Zan sisters or Bosk. Well, that was a hell of a match. Seeing Steve get the win 21-17 over Chris. We can go to closing interviews. We'll start with today's unfortunate second place finisher. Chris, I mean, hell of a game. You had 6 in round 1. Well, many consider to be a tough round 1. Got steal off of Steve and did pretty well in Marvel. Got 5. These guys tripped over at the end and hit your 2 and your 3. Just kind of got stuck with a tough 5 Star Wars question. How you feeling about today's match?
This I one to bug me for a while because I haven't seen it such a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen, me and Steve always go head to head. Like we always have a close match all the time. And Floyd playing different is either we have a small different or a close different. But Steve is a great player, and I just insist I do well and do bad. Like even this game, I did pretty well.
Yeah.
17
Oh yes. I mean 17 beats most people on most days. Steve just happened to get 21.
You got Lego Batman, and I got Solo Star Wars, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, round 5 is just kind of how.
Yeah.
Just the questions. Sometimes the questions are what the questions are.
And 9 were my number. I went first, so like that.
Yeah. So but yeah, I mean, this still you 500. Is there anyone you want to play next?
I mentioned Anthony. I would love to face because I like to face people I haven't faced before. And then the other one that is kind of getting on my nerve of facing in tomorrow match. I know Spawn is kind of calling me out and shit. Maybe I need to shut him down for good in here, like in the stuff I know the best.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd like to see. I think you and Brian would be a good match.
Yeah, and listen, Brian, you're watching this. I would destroy you. Enough for the comment on the other post.
All right. I mean, that's kind of all I have for you. Great match, and we'll see you next time. I'll bring in today's winner, Steve. I mean, that was a great match. You had 6 in round 1. 5 and I don't know why I'm blanking on what category you had in round 5. You had
Lord of Middle Earth.
Middle Earth, which is it's tough. I mean, tough. Those are deep questions. 6 movies. They get picked a lot. A lot of people like them.
Yeah.
Did pretty well. 5 got two steals in Marvel, and then I mean you missed your 2, but you hit your 3 and your 5, which ended up winning you the game. How you feeling about today's match?
Yeah, I would not have thought of 3 and 5. I would get those 3 and 5 pointers and be for those being the easy questions, at least for me. Compared, pick an Android. I mean, I know there was an Android in First Contact, and it was whatever. But it is what it's good. It's it's a nice win against Chris. It could have gone either way if I didn't nail any of those questions. So again, the wheel favored me. The wheel sometimes doesn't favor me, but today it does. It did. And the numbers that I picked also favored me too. So having those 2 combinations together made eked out a win here.
Sure. I mean, this puts you at 5 and 2, which is a great record. I know you were kind of close to the number 1 contender shot last time. Is there anyone you want to play next, or?
No, I don't really have anybody specific in mind. It's just it's whoever you can, whoever you want to put me up against, I'll face them. I'm not going to say I'm going to beat them at all, but it's just a matter of trying to see if I can, at this point, to get into a title match is going to be really hard, let alone being in a number 1 contenders match, because to be in that title match with whoever's champion, that you have to know your shit, and I don't know my shit. I know some. But again, it all has to deal with how the wheel deals you out your categories and what numbers you pick, and hopefully you pick the right numbers. But it's honestly, It's whoever you put in front of me. I'm down to face them and and see what happens. So I enjoy being here. I enjoy answering, doing trivia on my free time, and yeah, man. Thank you for having me here, and appreciate this matchup against Chris.
Oh, for sure. All I have for you. We'll see you next time, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you, boss.
So great match going down to the 5-pointers, which I think everyone expected between these two great competitors. And we see Steve getting the win over Chris, 21-17. And we will see you guys next time.